A new flavor for your ear. Epic Spotlight. Putting the spotlight on positive goings on the real people that have chosen a real path. The who's, the whys, and the hows are being shared.
And we're back, and we got another one. But before we get going, we got to take care of some housekeeping notes. This episode today is sponsored by Epic Mortgage. Whether you're buying, refinancing, or investing, call Epic today. That's 708-905-5300. That's 708-905-5300. It's your dreams, your goals. Let's plan together. Now on with the show. Today we have Olivia White with us. As an Aurora, Illinois native and seasoned realtor, Olivia has built a reputation for understanding the trust her clients place in her and strives to exceed their expectations every time she's with them. With over 15 years in the real estate industry, she has dedicated herself to making each transaction as smooth and transparent as possible. Before becoming a realtor, Olivia spent more than 7 years in the mortgage field, working as a loan processor, closer, and funder. This invaluable experience has given her a unique insight into her clients' needs and the entire home buying process. As a homeowner herself, Olivia understands the challenges and excitement that come with purchasing a home. She takes great pride in helping local buyers and sellers navigate the real estate market with confidence. When not assisting clients, Olivia enjoys spending time with family and friends, as well as traveling. Welcome, Olivia.
Thank you. Very excited to be here.
No, thanks for coming.
Yes.
Appreciate it. It's been a while since. Yeah. We just talked. I mean, it's about 5 or 6 years since I've seen you in person. So just crazy how technology has kind of changed everything.
Face-to-face communication.
I know. What a concept. Hey, so, going into it, just what is your experience and, can you walk us through the journey of just becoming a realtor?
Yes. So in the mortgage industry as a processor, I would see different loans come through and I'm like, they're young. They own a house. I can own a house. And then, I started watching HGTV and I thought I want to own a house. So in the house purchasing process, although my realtor was good, I felt like she could have been better. So that enticed me to pursue a real estate career. I love houses, all things houses. I love educating people. So in the midst of having that experience and a few years down the line, I said, I know enough. I'm going to just do it. And that's how I got started. And I love it. Still love it.
Wow.
7 years later.
Now, when you talk about education, as far as educating your clients, what is that education? What exactly are you educating them about?
There's so much to know, and I want to make sure everyone feels comfortable. So the education part is the taxes, principal, interest, taxes, insurance. Lenders do it also, but I just follow up. Since I'm usually the first point of contact, we also talk about the inspection, termites, lead paint, radon, everything that encompasses buying a house, from when you start the process, how to manage your credit, don't spend money that you don't need to spend, and just making sure I know their goals so I can tailor what information I provide to them to what they're looking for in their home.
It's funny because, obviously buyers are so intimidated, right? I mean, at times, because there's so much to know, so much to do in such a little time. And it's always good to know that a realtor, maybe has had her previous experience herself, and that way she can kind of relay that same information to a buyer.
Dante, will my mortgage stay the same?
Well, it depends on what type of mortgage you get. If you get a 30-year fix or a 20-year fix or any type of fixed rate product, the principal and interest will remain the same throughout the duration of the loan that you're getting. But what could fluctuate is your real estate taxes and your homeowner's insurance. That's always going to fluctuate on a year-to-year basis based on the county that you live in, as well as, just the insurance provider that you have. So can your payment go up? The answer is yes. But your principal and interest portion of it, if you have a fixed rate product, will remain the same. If you have any more questions, give me a call. Have a great day. just with your mortgage experience that you have, that is a unique thing that you possess. What does that add as far as the value that you give to buyers?
Oh man, I think it makes them feel at ease because I can explain to them the process. You're going to talk to different people. They're going to ask you for documents. They may ask multiple times. So it's really connecting with team. We're all a team. And so connecting with lenders who we can stay on the same page and we can navigate and help them go through the process together. But really it's just easing their mind. A lot of buyers are nervous. I work primarily with first-time home buyers, first in their family sometimes.
Sure.
So the nerves are intense and just assuring them you can do this. It is possible. There are programs available to help you. I'm here to help you all the time. I make myself readily available. It is a 24-hour job.
Sure.
So the mortgage experience, I think, gave me a higher level of comfort because I understand the process. And it shows, I think. My clients are satisfied, so it helps.
That's awesome. Now, you referenced 24 hours, and that is very cumbersome in nature at times. But how are you able to juggle this? Because, there is a human side of you. There's a situation where you're also a mother. You're also a homeowner, a head of household. So how are you able to kind of manage and juggle all those kind of components together and still keep your clients happy?
Yeah. Time blocking helps a lot, and I write a lot of things down. But really just staying organized, keeping my clients on a schedule, making sure they know what the next step is before that step comes. So they get a list of, here's what to expect. And it's like 20 different things, but they know you're going to have an appraisal, you're going to have an inspection, you're going to have all these different pieces to this puzzle. So don't get nervous. I think helping them plan ahead is what brings ease to the client, and they're still going to be nervous, but definitely planning my calendar and my notebook and my phone. I have to have it.
See.
Hey, Dante, should I go with a broker or a bank?
Ooh, very good question. Obviously, I'm a little biased on this. I would say you always want to go with a mortgage broker. We shop around for the best deal for you. We have different banks and lenders that we work with. But at the end of the day, you want to go with someone that you trust and you feel comfortable with. Have a great day. Understood. And then, I always love hearing stories, just in real estate in general. But do you have like a success story that you've seen someone get through and pass the finish line?
Again, a first-time home buyer. She did not think she would be able to buy a home. I think we started looking at rentals, and I said, "Have you spoken with a mortgage loan officer before?" She said no, but I knew she had been at her employment for like 20 years, so I connected them. She was approved. She was surprised. She called me crying. She said, "I cannot believe I can buy a house." And the home search was interesting. There were a lot of hiccups that, came up, but she was extremely excited, cried at closing, gave me, many thanks and blessings because I hold her hand through the entire process. So I don't want my clients to feel alone. I don't want my clients to feel like there's ever any time where they're bothering me. And so, the emotional closings are the ones that stick with me.
They hit home.
They hit home.
It's funny about buying a house. You have basically like, if we had a pie and we split it up, there's a third of people that expect everything to go well. Hey, I'm qualified. This is what I'm supposed to do. Let me go buy the house. But then you do have a segment of people that really just don't know. And they're like, can I? Because they might be like, first generation.
Yeah.
First generation in the family. So they've never seen anyone really do it. Maybe one other. So they're nervous and they're doubtful. Maybe they just, are pragmatic by nature. And so it is kind of a great feeling to be able to say, no, you can be one of those.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a homeowner.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what you really do and
Yeah.
share with your clients.
Yeah, I love that piece of it.
Now, take me to the listing side of things.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little bit of a different approach, from a first-time home buyer. So just walk me through, obviously just sitting down with a listing. What are setting up the right expectations?
Same thing with my listing clients. We go through a checklist of things to expect, types of inspections that the buyers may request, timeline, time frame. But it's really just getting the home prepared, helping them to declutter, helping them and giving them suggestions on small things, especially in this market. It's seller friendly. So making sure they trust my suggestions, trust my pricing, giving them the reasons why they may think it should be sold for a higher price, but based on the numbers, this is the facts and this is all we should go off of, not our emotional opinion. And so encouraging clients to just, trust the process. I think giving them numbers really, really helps it really helps the seller see, regardless of what I think, this is what the market is showing. If I don't want my home to sit on the market, I have to trust this expert before me and their information. So, definitely it's a big level of trust that sellers, they need from you as the agent, and you have to know your data.
Am I a local lender? Yes, I can be, but I'm also a lender that is just a phone call, a Zoom meet, a direct message, or a text message away from working with you. The money that I can provide and the programs that I have can be shared in all states that I'm licensed in. I can be of service to you. Whether you're in Denver, Houston, Orlando, Chicago, Detroit, Fort Wayne, or Alexandria, I got your back. If you need me, just reach out and let me show you what I can do for you and your family. I feel like nowadays there's a thin line with that trust because there's so many technology products that I have access to versus, back in the day where, you would come with all the bells and whistles, but now I have these things.
You can look it up.
Right. So how do you kind of have that conversation? Like, hey, if I looked up something and it doesn't necessarily match up to what you are saying, where does that get established as far as the trust?
So going back to properties data, really just ensuring them that ultimately I want what they want, which is to get their home sold. And depending on the time they have available, obviously the choice is theirs. But if we are sitting for a period of time and we haven't seen any activity, it is going to be time to come back to the drawing board and have another discussion. And I set that expectation from the beginning also. The market is extremely volatile right now. It's changing. And so establishing the fact that my knowledge is solid. And yes, you can go on different platforms and get different numbers, but this data point, this report, this information is solid, and the market will verify it and let us know if we need to make any changes.
The market always gives you the answer, whether a house sells or not.
Yeah,
the market tells you. Now, with overall just your 15 years of experience being in the field, working with clients directly, you talked about how much you love it. You still love it. What are some of the joys that you do like about it?
When kids are with the parents, first, some parents didn't even think they could bring their children with them to house hunt. So I always say, bring the kids if you want to. This is exciting, joyous, momentous experience, honestly. So when the kids run in, they're excited, and I hear them picking their rooms, or I see them run outside. I love it. I love it. Another experience is when they, find out the closing cost and it's reduced. And sometimes everyone is like, you have to bring in so much, and then they find out they may qualify for certain programs, so it's reduced. It just, seeing the moments where people realize it's actually happening. The dream of homeownership is coming true. The security, the safety, the, avoidance of market fluctuations with rent. I mean, you are gaining a high level of security for you and for your family. So those are my high moments.
That's awesome. A banker, a mortgage broker, an attorney, a realtor, and an accountant are just a few professionals that you'll need their services sometime in your life. We all need a financial team. We all need professional partners that provide information so we can make informed decisions about our life and the things that matter the most to us. I'm willing to be a part of your financial team. I'm here for you. I'm just a call, Zoom meet, a direct message, or a text message away from working with you. So what questions do you have for me? Take me back to a first-time home buyer. When obviously you being a homeowner, what are some things that I should look out for? Especially because the first-time home buyer goes and looks at a house and they miss so much of the house. They see what they want to see and then they leave and then they're like, really? I didn't see that. So what are some key things that if I'm walking into a house for the first time, I should be cognizant of or pay attention to?
We usually go over that from the beginning. So I ask them, what would you like to see? What is going to make your home feel like a home? And so I point those things out. Some people may mention space or backyard, the neighborhood, the school system, where the children can play. So going through, we notice space. We notice, how they move. Do they have a lot of guests over? Is it just them? Is it a quiet neighborhood? Does it fit what they're looking for, where they can see themselves being happy for 5, 10, 15, who knows, how long? But we always check the water. We flush the toilets. We check the water pressure. So I tend to look for big ticket items that may be, costly to them in the future, so that we can keep that on the list and make sure we ask for whatever we need to ask for. Honestly, they may not know what to look for. So like you said, you go in, it's like a whirlwind of information, and then you come out and what happened. So I make sure to keep them grounded. Like, yeah, you may see these things and fall in love, but does this match your bigger picture? And if it does, then let's go for it.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. I think it's just so important. I just know so many people, even myself included, I've been there and I walked and I was like, really? It had another bath? Because I get so fixated on things that I want or things that I'm thinking of and I'm not looking at the as is, and they're like, oh, I didn't even notice. But take me into just the future of Olivia White. Obviously, just real estate in general is changing constantly, new rules, new regulations. So, what is the future kind of, holding for you? What are you hoping to accomplish? What are you trying to strive for? What are your future thoughts?
I am intentional about being more available to the masses. So my goal is to bring education to churches, to schools, to kind of go in and start teaching the nuanced perspective of owning a home, credit, income, debt, and just continuing to educate on the process so that people aren't so afraid. I'm with Compass now on a team, the Suburban Collection, but I just want to continue to grow. I love helping first-time home buyers. I intend to pivot over to the listing side a little bit more. So with that, I may decide to develop a team. Right now, my goal is still to educate and to get in front of people and to say, even though this market is as it is, don't allow that to plant fear in your heart. It's still possible for you. These are the steps that you would need to follow to get it done, and just let's start the process.
That's awesome. And how do they get a hold of you, Olivia? What's your contact info?
I am on Instagram, Own with Olivia, and Facebook, Olivia White. And yeah, call me 630-532-1539. Call me, text me. I will respond to you and we'll get the process started.
Awesome. Hey, Olivia, I appreciate you coming here today and definitely sharing some great information.
Thank you.
And I want you to have an epic day.
Thank you. Thank you, Dante. This was awesome.
All right. Take care.
The who's, the whys, and the hows are given to you. Epic Spotlight, baby. A new flavor.